But 4 goals, 3 points, 4th in the table for Chelsea. All that talk about a crisis was premature. It was daft, wasn't it? As for Crystal Palace, back-to-back defeats for them after a strong start to their season leaves them sitting 8th. Well, Joe, you said it'd be good for them to keep a clean sheet today. It was better than that.
It's a great performance. I thought the back four and the goalie were outstanding. You're limiting Palace to limited opportunities. Jorginho was excellent, not just the penalties, he disciplined, he was talking, having Thiago Silva behind him, moving him around where he's supposed to be. I thought we looked good in the second half, we moved the ball quick, everything that we wanted to see in the second half we saw from Chelsea. Fantastic performance, and you know the table looks a lot brighter than it did this morning.
Absolutely, and look, Crystal Palace didn't really come here to play expansive football. Wilfried Zaha had less touches than the Chelsea goalkeeper, so it was always going to be tough. Do you feel you understand the way this Chelsea team is heading with these new signings now?
Chelsea. Yeah, well, I do. I think Frank's got an idea of how he wants to play some expansive football, but get the balance right. I think today what was fantastic about the way that they played, and I think Palace probably helped them a little bit in there. They wasn't over expansive, they didn't open up, but they were very secure in shutting down any counter attacks, any threats. Didn't have any opportunities on goal. That's what I'd be more proud of and happy about if I was Frank. You're nullifying the other team's attacks, but we're showing that we're also a threat at the other end, and the 4 goals will tell you that.
Absolutely. I tell you what, let's hear from Ben Chilwell. What a day for him. A goal, an assist. I'm sure he's got a smile on his face, and he's with Des live right now. Des.
Yes, Ben is certainly smiling. Well, he was. He's just changed his facial expression. It was a lovely way to start your Chelsea career, Ben. Premier League debut, Premier League goal.
Yeah, brilliant team performance. Obviously very happy with my personal performance, but I think that's just great for us to start to kick on now. A clean sheet, which we've obviously wanted and spoke about, and 4 great goals as a team. And I like the way that we kept going until the end. We wanted more goals, showed a hunger to press for the whole 90 minutes, and yeah, brilliant going into the international break.
You did have a lot of possession in that first half, but without creating much. So there was an element of patience and then changing things at half time.
Yeah, I think like you said there, the first half we were patient, but maybe didn't take quite enough risks in the final third, and the gaffer said to us at half time that we need to be a bit more creative in the attacking half, and we've got unbelievable talent up there, we need to show it, and second half we did that.
And this is talent that has to bed in and settle into their roles in the team. Are you further along in that transition because you know the Premier League inside out, unlike some of the other recruits?
Yeah, I've not played in any of the other leagues, but I've heard the Premier League's a lot different, so it's going to take a bit of time for them to adjust, and everyone's working hard on the training pitch. I think if you look at all the boys today, everyone put a shift in, and everyone played really well, so it's starting to bed together well.
So you are looking forward with some excitement. Frank Lampard was saying during the week that he expects Chelsea fans to feel an element of excitement from this side.
Yeah, 100%. I think personally, and talking to the other boys that have come here, the reason that we've all come here is because we think this team can win stuff, and so they showed that. We're all hungry to win trophies over the next few years. We just need to work hard and keep making performances like today.
Well done.
Congratulations. Cheers.
Well, that man would have wanted more from his players at half time, and he got it in the second half, didn't he?
It was an outstanding performance. So they just upped the tempo. We said at half time we thought Crystal Palace looked a bit lacklustre coming out of the thing, and that's a sense you get when you've been in football. I just looked like they thought they might have patted themselves on the back for a decent defensive performance in the first half, but Chelsea come out all guns blazing. Lamps would have got into them, played with more urgency, and they got the job done. It was a fantastic performance.
Big smile on Ben Chilwell's face when he spoke to Des just before the break. We'll have a look at the goal he was involved in that he scored and the assist he got as well. Now, how important is it when you sign for a club to put in a performance like that, home debut in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think more importantly a clean sheet, and that's been something that's been hard to come by on a consistent basis for this Chelsea team. And I think what he's done is he's come in, and it seems like it's water off a duck's back to him. Confidence, happy to be on his stage, happy with expectations that are going to be different from what he had at his previous club. But today I thought he was fantastic, and I think in the second half was, as Joe said, they upped the tempo going forward, and then once they got in the league, there was only going to be one winner in this game.
I think what he gives you, Reid, doesn't he? His left foot's lovely. It's like Alonso, but I think he's a little bit more astute defensively, and he gives you a little bit more, a bit nous defensively. So I think Chelsea have definitely improved in that area there. But he was outstanding today from start to finish.
But he gives you so much more than just.
Yeah, I mean, this is the ball. The ball comes out to him again, an assist and a goal on your home debut. It's fantastic. But the leap there from Zuma was fantastic. I thought he was very solid today as well. Any bits he had to do, he'd done efficiently and done it very well, and I think it's a fantastic head of that.
Again, we talked before the game, didn't we? It's a fantastic header, but we talked before to Thiago Silva lifting players around him, and Zuma.
Looked better.
He looked better. He looked comfortable, and that was an outstanding header. Again, this is late on. I mean,
If I'm a Palace fan, I'm saying this isn't a penalty.
no, but the thing is, this is the modern day football. You can't get away with nothing. He's tapped him on the shins. Lovely bit of skill from Tammy, who worked hard today. Is it his kneecap?
Contact.
It's contact. It's very harsh. 10 years ago, no chance.
Yeah.
The modern era, it's so difficult for defenders. They've got to stand up. And then Jorginho, I mean, this is outstanding. We love watching him do this. I can't, for the life of me, work out how he does it and how he kids the goalkeeper every single time, but it's fantastic. And you almost, as a
This second penalty was taken, Rio.
A beautiful bit of skill by Havertz there anyway. He was smooth all game, by the way, today. But yeah, that's a definite penalty. But I understand all different people's kind of mindset on this. Tammy, Timo, strikers want to get themselves on the goal sheet. I understand that. I saw Frank do that at Palo de Canio at Upton Park when we were playing. But then the captain comes over and says, no, listen, I want the penalty taker to take it, take out all of the umming and ahhing. The penalty taker's a penalty taker. He takes the ball and then he ends up taking it. I know Tammy looks a bit disgruntled there, upset. He wanted to take it. I understand, but I think you won 4-0, so it won't be too much of an issue in the change room.
I think it's brilliant from Azpilicueta there, because he's dealt with a situation. You know, you don't want your two strikers arguing over a penny when you're 3-0, 4-0 up. It's professionalism, isn't it? Jorginho comes in, dispatches it excellently, like he always does. And I thought Tammy and Tino, it's great, like Rio says, it's great. And I think there's no need to sour a great performance with any negativity. They all did the right thing. Chelsea scored, Chelsea won 4-0, and it's a great day for the club.
And I think the captain diffused the situation, because it could have escalated quite easily.
That's the job. What about the manager's job? He'll be happy as well today. Here's Frank with Des.
Frank, that must be very satisfying. You kept banging on the door and you got the reward in the end.
Yeah, we did, and not too many put four past Palace, because they're so organised and well coached, good players. First half we started well and we looked like we were going to create. I think then we came off it a little bit, not bright enough, not enough speed in our game last 20 minutes of the first half. Comfortable still, but we needed a bit more, and they showed it straight away at the start of the second, and we get 4 goals, which is great for us.
In that first quarter of the game, you had 82% possession. You had 73% by the time half time came. You're not creating enough in that. So what did you change at half time? What did you tell the players?
Just the urgency of our game. I think we had to mix it up. The way we started, there was a bit more movement. There was a couple of passes we had to get Ben Chilwell into the game, because he was arriving in high areas, we weren't finding him. And the ball behind for Tammy Abraham, we can't allow the Crystal Palace back four to go home and say it wasn't too hard dealing with that front four. And that's why the message was at half time, just change it up, more speed, more movements, change our game up, and they did it straight away.
And Ben delivered that first goal and the assist for the second. I mean, you've admired him for a long time. He seems further down the road, of course, in this transition with the new players, obviously because he knows the Premier League inside out, as he admits himself.
Yeah, he was fantastic today, and he gave everything that I admired him, as you say, for, because of his ability to be so high up the pitch when you want him. Not that he's being reckless by being there, he arrives, he's got the capacity to get up and back, great quality on the ball, been a great lad, and yeah, I agree with you in terms of the signings that we brought in, knows the Premier League. It's just been a case of his fitness. They've all had issues a little bit, the lads that have come in, whether they're injured, whether they've not had enough pre-seasons. We have to give those boys a little bit of time, but the way Chile played today shows you what he's about.
That's right, you'll get the time as well with performances like that. There was a little debate for the fourth goal, the second penalty, where we saw Cesar Azpilicueta take the ball away from Tammy and give it to Jorginho. Good decision? Is that the kind of leadership you want to see?
Yeah, and it's been dealt with.
Dealt with on the pitch and dealt with in the dressing room as well. Right.
No problems, just dealt with.
But that's the kind of thing you've been looking for from this side. You want leaders on the pitch, you want people to take command.
I want leaders, and I don't mind a little bit of conflict. If Tammy wanted to take it because he wants to go, or whatever it was, then he can get put in his place a little bit, and I appreciate his eagerness, because his performance deserved a goal. But those are the rules. You don't jump ahead of the list at any moment, unless maybe someone's at a hat-trick and we're so comfortable that I decide. So dealt with.
Congratulations.
Cheers, thanks Des. Thank you.
I like that. Look, we saw how it was dealt with out here. How would it have been dealt with in the dressing room?
I think from Frank's interview there, it's very clear. Tammy, you know who the penalty taker is. Respect that. Thank you. Simple as that.
We've had it here before in Frank's time at Chelsea, issues with penalty takers. It looks like that one's been put to bed. He spoke there, didn't he, about being clear at half-time. He wanted to get Ben Chilwell in the game more. The players obviously listened to him.
Yeah, we had a great aspect for him. He plays and he follows. He's got great energy, and when he gets there, because his left foot's so good, his delivery's always on the money. I mean, he's going to be such an asset for this club. Here, he's arriving, doesn't need to beat the man, delivers the cross.
The contrast you see from the right back, Azpilicueta today, and Chilwell in terms of timing of getting up the pitch and being the outlet when the ball's transferred from one side of the pitch, which is the right hand side, to the left hand side, was telling today, because we had a great vantage point here. We could see the game. Chilwell gets there when you should be there, whereas Azpilicueta is more defensive minded. You're almost egging him on to get in those positions, and so he's just a natural player in that position in today's modern fullback, who the onus is on them to be the outlet and to be in the attacking third at times, especially in the middle of the park as well. When the ball's coming across, be in them positions to be the outlet, to then start the attack and get balls into the box. And he does it magnificently well. Modern day left back.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some more reaction now. Here's the thoughts of Roy.
Roy, you did so much good work in that first half, particularly defensively, but in the second, what happened?
Well, it's what the difference that goals make, of course. Unfortunately, we conceded 4, but all of them really, unfortunately, were very clear individual errors at the back. And when that happens, it's hard to come back from it unless you've got a clear attacking threat. And we didn't have that today. We didn't have that at any stage of the game. I thought that, as you rightly say, in the first half, our defending was good, our off-the-ball work was excellent, but on the ball we didn't show anything like the composure or the confidence that I would have liked the team to show. And against the team that pressurised well, like Chelsea did today, it was always going to be a question of making certain that they didn't score one. And unfortunately, we gifted them a goal after 50 minutes, and to compound everything, we gifted them 2 goals at the end with the 2 penalties.
Why is that? Why was there so few chances? Because for a player like Wilf Zaha, he was practically just isolated with barely a touch in that game.
No, but I mean, to get a touch, you've got to work hard to get those touches for yourself. I mean, the fact is, we were playing against a good team and they made life very difficult. They were very solid defensively themselves, so it was never going to be easy. But it's a harsh scoreline, and it's a scoreline, unfortunately, we can only blame ourselves for.
In the first half, they had a lot of possession, and statistically, I know you love your statistics, the first quarter of the game you had 18%, and by half time you'd made it to 27%. But that does put an enormous amount of pressure on the defence and on your players just to hold out.
Yeah, it's where they have the ball, isn't it? I mean, the fact is that in the first half I didn't think there were many goal chances.